Hi, I'm Gary Runnels. I had some interesting ancestry. I found out about 20 years ago from my mom. She gave me a little note, and I started doing some research and found out that uh, so far I found 11 ancestors that came over on the Mayflower. And one of them, his name was Stephen Hopkins, he actually came over a little more than 10 years before that. And he went, they were on a cruise going to Jamestown, Virginia. And they hit a hurricane and the ship crashed right offshore in the Bermuda. And as it turns out, Shakespeare actually did a play called The Tempest about it. And eventually they got their act together, rebuilt small boats, and transferred over to Virginia. And then he came back to England, and later on, he was one of the people on the Mayflower. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Well, my dad was a career Navy guy, so I was actually born on a Navy base in Jacksonville, Florida, and we bounced around, lived in so many different places. I lived in Jacksonville, numerous houses. We lived in Key West for a while. We lived in Virginia several different times in my childhood. And at one point during the Vietnam War, we moved to Poway, California, which is down near Escondido, kind of close to San Diego. And so I had a lot of good travel experiences. One of my favorite memories is when he came back from one of the cruises. We had a slide-in camper for a truck, and we went on a 30-day trip and went to a whole lot of national parks out west, including Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, and Yosemite. Had a really good time doing that, and I think that became an addictive thing the rest of my life. I love the outdoors, I love camping, and I love road trips and traveling. So I turned 18 while I was in boot camp in the Navy, so I started pretty early, and I did 4 years in the Navy. It was a really good experience. They gave me training, so I became a mechanic down in the engine room. Later on, they sent me to air conditioning refrigeration school, and so I was doing that for a while. They also taught me firefighting, and I learned leadership. So it was a real good experience work-wise. The most fun, however, was actually getting to travel so much. We went to the Mediterranean, did 2 Mediterranean cruises, and I got to go to places like Italy and Greece and Germany and Denmark, Spain, several other places. One really remote place at the tip of Africa called Djibouti. Once I got done with the Navy, I got out. The economy had crashed. I had a really hard time finding a real full-time job. I could do some part-time jobs for contractors and that sort of thing. So I decided maybe I should go to college because I could at least get paid with the GI Bill. And as it turned out, I really liked it. Started off at a community college called Santa Fe Community College in Gainesville, Florida. And after about 3 or 4 semesters, I transferred over to the University of Florida. And the nice thing about going to Santa Fe Community College, my very first class, I got to meet Sherry, who's my wife, and it was both of our first class. And so we've now been married for 42 years. So it was a good class. A longtime friend and coworker and I decided to start our own company, and it actually worked out very well. And so did that for almost 20 years and was able to sell my shares and retire early at age 57. So I've been having a good time playing in the outdoors and traveling.